Welcome to Inside New Zion, the talk show where we explore faith, family, and community. Here are your hosts, William Jr. Miller, his wife, Kristen Miller. This is Inside New Zion.
Welcome back to the show. Our guest for today is a family law and civil rights attorney at James McElroy and Deal. She has been nominated as a super lawyer for 2022 and 2023 in family law. She is also a cum laude graduate of North Carolina Central University School of Law and has worked on the Hill as a legal intern. She is also a 2019 graduate of the Bar Leadership Institute and serves on the North Carolina Bar Association Task Force on Integration, Equity, and Equal Justice. She believes it is important to hold the legal system accountable for past and present injustices and to work towards an equitable future by opposing racism in the legal profession. That is truly awesome. Our guest for today is Miss Amanda Wright. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So, first question. How long have you been at New Zion now?
I came to New Zion in December of 2021, so a year and some change.
Year and some change. We like
Yeah.
that.
How did you come to find New Zion?
It was definitely divine order, I would say. I started a new job at James McElroy and Deal in September of 2020, and that is where I met Wanda Dupree.
Yes.
And she and I started talking about watching sermons, and then she said, "You should watch my pastor." And I said, "Sure," loved it, and then she invited me to come, and I haven't stopped coming.
That is awesome. So, tell us a little bit about yourself and where you are from.
Sure. So originally I'm from Asheville, North Carolina. I've been in Charlotte for a really long time now. I went to undergraduate here at UNCC and then went to North Carolina Central for law school and wanted to come back to Charlotte because I loved the city, and here I am.
Yes, Asheville, for anybody that hasn't been there, is a very, very beautiful, beautiful city. Whether in the summer or the wintertime, it is a very beautiful city. So, because in your bio it says you are a super lawyer. So, please enlighten us on what that is.
It's a great question because I'm not quite sure what it is, but it is a lovely honor. It's simply a peer-nominated award that folks that have passed the bar in North Carolina nominate people who think have a good acumen on their area of law, and they do various research and background, and then they tell you you've been nominated.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Can you tell us a little bit about your time at NCCU?
Yes, so go Eagles. I'm a huge fan. Central was definitely a blessing to me. They have a huge background in civil rights work, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to go there. And then their School of Law also is really great in the clinics, which is very different than learning legal theory. It gives you the hands-on practice that's going to make you successful. And so that's two of the reasons why I went to Central, and I love that place. I mean, I wouldn't go back to law school for academic purposes, but the sense of family and camaraderie there is par to none.
So you spoke about family and camaraderie. So I know that when you got baptized a couple weeks ago, someone from NCCU came to support you, and I think that's awesome. Can you tell us who that was and what they meant to you?
Oh, gosh. Yes, so that was Professor Nakia Davis. She was my family law clinic professor. But more than just a professor, she's a good human, and she loves Jesus and sees things in folks that others don't, and she has high expectations, and she and I became really close during law school, and she's been a mentor of mine ever since.
Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna ask a question because we're Facebook friends,
Oh.
and I know that you are the owner of cats, one or two.
Yes, I have two cats.
So, What are their names? And I know there's an inspiration, but what are their names? Because I know I would never think of these cats having names like that. But
Yes,
what are their
they're my
names?
babies. So Miles was my first cat, and then I also have a second one, and his name is Malcolm. Malcolm and Miles.
That is what's up. Huge cat.
So it says you're part of the task on integration, equity, and equal justice. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So the North Carolina Bar Association is a voluntary association for attorneys. And if you go back to the history and founding of the bar, there's a lot of racism within its founding. And after the George Floyd protest, there was a sense of trying to reckon past harms that the bar has done. And so they put out an extensive report that connected the men who founded the North Carolina Bar Association and the coup that happened in Wilmington, North Carolina, and the legislatures, and they were kind of all involved. And so after the publication of that report, which you can find it online, if you're a history buff, it's quite interesting, at least. And so they put together this equity task force, and I wanted to be on it because it's critical, in my opinion, that if the folks that are within the system don't start and recognize the harm that it has caused in the past and continues today, we're not going to make any progress. So I was on the subcommittee on the next steps of what the Bar Association should do in that process.
Cool.
Well, one of the things I was going to talk about is since you've been here at New Zion, we know you joined the welcome team.
Oh, I love the welcome team.
You love the welcome team?
Yes.
That's what we're going to ask. You kind of came and you jumped right in and you got active in the ministry. Do you have any other ministry you're thinking about?
Yeah, so I love the welcome team because I'm a hugger and I get a lot of hugs, so it might be selfish in nature. And then the other ministry that I've been helping here and there is with the nursery and just hanging out with the littles. Yeah.
Cool.
That is awesome.
It helps with my auntie heart, so.
I was going to say, I noticed when you had your baptism, you had a little friend. Who was that little girl that was with you?
That was my sweet niece, Brindley. She's 5, and then I also have a nephew who's 10 who thinks he's 18, but he used to love me like that.
This is what it's going to be like in season 2. More great interviews with more great people like Amanda Wright. Thank you for tuning in. Continue to be well.